Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. I know it's not quite yet 10 o'clock. I think I'm having some issues with the comment section on my Switcher Studio. So if somebody is there, could you just pop on and post a comment? Because it's telling me on my end I don't have a comment section. So I don't know what's going on. I'm hoping you can hear me. This is going to be really weird if you can't, but it's still not yet time. So anyway, I'm excited about what we're going to do today. Um, and let's see, one more minute to go. We'll see. I'm hoping somebody's out there. I'm not seeing any comments or any thumbs up or anything. I would like to be able to see that. I don't know what's happening. Technology, it's always changing. Anyway, almost time. Do. Let's see. Oh, I hope this is going to work because I want to know my peeps are with me this morning. I know it's not Friday. I don't know what I've done wrong. I've done everything the normal way, whatever, the usual way. But for some reason, it's just saying that I don't have comments coming in yet. But we'll see. And if it doesn't work, hopefully you'll still be able to, text me or email me if you're interested in the porch pickups. But anyway, it is 10 o'clock. Okay, so hello, my friends. It is Thursday, not Friday. Yes, Jack and I have to do something tomorrow that came up of late, so can't do tomorrow, but we're doing today instead. So I hope that you're able to join me. If anybody is there, could you please pop on and give me a notice, thumbs up or something that you're with me, because as I said a minute ago, I'm having trouble this morning loading comments. Doesn't seem to be allowing it on my end. But anyway, we will continue and we will go. Let's see if I can scroll down. Let me see if this is going to work. I don't get it. Oh, yay, it's working. It is working. Lisa, Joanne, and Paula, yay. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, technology. Whew. Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. So let's show you what the cards are today. Two cards, two completely different venues, kinds of cards. I'll show you this one first. This is using the Art Gallery stamp set. It's from the Art Gallery suite. I love, love, love this flower. I just love the simplicity of it all. I think the colors are really beautiful. So I made this card, and I'm going to show you how to make this. And of course, we have to have the envelope, so I'm going to show you how to do that. And then the other one is the Hey Chick. Oh my gosh, I am so wicked excited that Stampin' Up! Brought Hey Chick back. That was a celebration stamp set a number of years ago, and there was so much excitement about it that finally they decided to bring it back. Well, not only did they bring it back, but they brought it, thank you, Paula, but they brought it back with another stamp set. So let me show you here. So this is the basic Hey Chick. How cute is this? Can you see that? Look at this. Look at this silly little... It just makes me laugh when you look at the expressions on their faces. They're just so funny. So this is the basic one, and then this is the birthday one. And look, look at this chick pecking away at the cupcake and little pieces on the ground. I just think it's so funny. Look at the expression. Look at the... Okay, I'm trying to calm down, but it's just so funny. And of course, the fonts are really whimsical and cute. I love it. It's just adorable. And it has the framelits that go with it. Look at these framelits. Oh my gosh, adorable. Of course, they cut out all the different chicks, but then you've got a fence. You've got the burlap bags of seed for them. You've got a baby chick. This one says happy birthday. Here's the one with the balloon, a little bow for its hair. It's just so cute. And then these are the ones for the basic Hey Chick stamp set. Yes, the new dies. Look at how cute. The fences, the eggs, the corn stalks, the little hen house. Look at, I'm trying to get these over so you can see them. The hen house, pieces of corn, cobs, corn cobs. It's just stinking cute. I just got mine, so I haven't done a lot with it yet, but I certainly will be doing a lot with it. But anyway, let's start with the hay chick because that's the one that I'm going to start with first. So let me move this over to the side and let me bring all the stuff over that I need here. Okay. All right. Good morning, Sandy from Chile, Florida. It's chilly in Florida. Isn't that an acronym? Isn't that an oxymoron? Not an acronym. Oxymoron. Chile, Florida. Really? How chilly? Come on, give it to us. How chilly is it? Anyway, we'll start with this piece of Pool Party cardstock. And it's already scored, and I'm going to just fold it in half and burnish this nice crisp fold like that. Then the next thing I did was I took a piece of Gorgeous Grape cardstock. Now, I used this wrapped in texture embossing folder. This was in the holiday catalog last year, and I absolutely love it. It's all these little cute little dots in a little diamond-shaped patterns. So I ran it through 36 last night. Holy moly, that is chilly for Florida. I don't know what it is here. It's probably about that now. I don't know. But it's going to get into the 40s, I think, but not a lot. It's not wicked warm. Anyway, so I took it, put it through the wrapped in texture, and can you see those little bumps? Look at how cute that is. I just love the way that looks. Okay, so the next thing I did was I took a piece of this iridescent ribbon, which is so pretty. This can take on whatever color you want. I mean, this has got the Pool Party in it. It's got a little bit of green. It's got a little bit of Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather. So I'm simply going to take a piece that is going to be the vertical length, and takes my little trusty scissors, my ribbon scissors, and then I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on, whoops, only if you take the applicator tip off, I'm going to put adhesive on. And I do need to use my, here we go, my silicone pad. All right, so there we have that. And I'm going to do this right down the midsection, just like this. Okay, now, before I go any further, I'm going to take my little chick. Now, I've already stamped the little chick out. I took a piece of watercolor paper. I love watercolor paper. So I took the watercolor paper, cut it, and then I stamped the little chick. And now I'm going to color it. And I'm going to show you this. This is something that we haven't done in a long time, and I absolutely love it. I'm going to take my watercolor pencils. I'm going to take 4 or 5 of them right here. And I've got, let's see, I've got Pumpkin Pie, I've got Daffodil Delight, I've got Early Espresso, I've got Calypso Coral, and Old Olive. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of watercolor paper. You could actually use any paper you want, but I'm just going to take the watercolor paper. And with my pencil, I'm just going to make a band of the color like this. And I'm going to put a lot on. See, I'm going to put a lot on. So there's that. Here's Early Espresso. Then I'm going to take the Calypso Coral, like that. And then I'm going to take the Daffodil Delight. And then I'm going to take the Pumpkin Pie, like this. Okay, see that? Just made a band like that. Whoops, here we go. See that? Okay, now I'm going to take my aqua paint. Now let me, this is a little hip, let me tell you about aqua painters. I always store my aqua painters up like this. I don't store them down like this. And the reason is, I'll tell you why. This is just a little FYI. I don't want a lot of water to be dripping down into the bristles. So if I stamp it this, of course you have water in the chamber, you need, obviously, because it's an aqua painter, you have water in the chamber, but if you store it like this, when you are ready to use it, hopefully this will be the right amount of dampness. And it needs to be just damp, not wet, 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 because if it's wet, 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 you're going to get lots of smudges on your paper. So what I first do, let me come back here, is let me take my hand out of my thing here. What I first do is take the tip of the aqua painter and I run it on my hand. Now, if it's got a lot of water on it, then I'm just going to brush it off on a little pad. Normally I have those little round cotton things that you get there. I don't know what they're called, like coets. I think they're called coets for makeup. But in the move that I'm in slowly but surely doing, bringing all my stuff downstairs, I couldn't find it this morning. So anyway, so I'm just using my hand or the paper right here. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to start to color. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of daffodil, and I'm going to just very gently pick up some of that color and then bring it over to my little chick. See that? Can you see my coloring my chick? I'm bringing this little chick to life. Look at how funny this is. All right, now you don't have to be perfect here. So then I'm going to add a little bit of pumpkin pie just to kind of give it a little bit of color. And then I'm going to blend it in a little bit so it's not so bright, because chicks can have a little bit of color. Look at how cute. Now, I know you can't see this face really close, but the stamp set, the little eyes. Hi, Nancy. Nancy, I am so sorry. When you were here yesterday, I was going to show you the promotion with the designer paper. I will call you after this is over. I am so sorry. Yesterday was such a cuckoo day. Anyway, all right, but look at this little chick. I'm going to add a little bit more of the daffodil up at the top. But... And then when I want to make sure that I change the color, I'm just going to change it, you know, just wipe it very carefully. Now I'm going to come in with the Calypso Coral and get his nose done. Now I'm going to take a little bit more of the daffodil and get these feathers done. But then I'm also going to add a little bit of the pumpkin pie too, just to give it a little bit of color, And I typically go in one direction. That's just how I do it. Like this. I don't go back and forth because, again, I don't like to pill up the paper. Look at that funny. Oh my God, I can't help it. It's so funny. Now I'm doing the hair. Look at this hair. Oh gosh. I loved kindergarten. I told you, I tell you every single week, Mrs. McGovern was my favorite person ever. And she was so kind and sweet. And she made kindergarten just such a lovely experience. Okay, so I think that's good. Now I'm going to come and do his little leggies. And I'm going to use just a little bit of the Early Espresso, just to bring that color in just a little bit. Just so it looks like his legs are colored a bit. Okay, now I'm going to do the grass. So I'm going to pick up some of the old olive. How's this? I just confused myself seeing you live. Laugh out loud. Had to check the date to confirm it's not Friday. Thank you, Steph, for joining in. Yes, it is. I know. Oh, my God. This is so funny. This little chick is so funny. This stamp set is just adorable. Okay, so I'm adding a little bit of grass here so the little chick can be on the grass. But I'm going to also give the chick a little bit of, you know, just so you know that the chick has been eating. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the old olive watercolor pencil. And because this area is damp, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in and I'm going to tap it. Tap, tap, tap. So it kind of looks like there's little pieces of grass, or it could be even seed on that he's just eaten, or she's just eaten like this. She. Like that. Okay. There it is. Now, because it's watercolor, I'm going to set this aside for a minute and let this dry. It takes a little bit of time to dry. But isn't this a neat, fun thing to do? You just take a piece of, I like to use the watercolor paper, just a little section like this, and scribble whatever color, watercolor colors you want like this. Make a good scribble, make a good bar of that color, and then use your aqua painter to just gently pick up the color, and then you can color your project. And again, I want to make sure that you store it in the upright position like this so that the water doesn't drain down into the chamber right here. You don't want it wet, 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 wet. All right, so there, I'm going to put that away. Okay, so now getting back to the card, where is the base of the card? Here's the base of the card, and here is the ribbon that I put on, and I'm just going to put it down like this, and I'm going to add a little bit of more adhesive. I'm using up all of my snail. I have so much snail here. So I'm using this up, And then I'll get back to my using my Stampin' Seal, which I absolutely love. Okay, so this is going to go down the center of the card like that. I love these colors together. Gorgeous Grape and Pool Party. I just love it. You know what? When I was in college, my second year in college, I lived in a rectory in Newtonville, an Episcopalian rectory, and they had me there as a student, and they also had an exchange student from England, and she was a dress designer. She was amazing. And so for my senior prom, she made me a beautiful gown out of these colors. Gorgeous Grape and Pool Party. It was absolutely stunning. So that's just a little silly aside. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, of course, is we have to have an envelope flap. So this is the envelope flap. I ran the flap through the textured embossing folder, and let me get my little envelope. Where is it? It is right here. Whoops. So I'll add a little bit of adhesive to this. And this is really important to use when you're putting adhesive on these flaps, because you don't want to get it any place, just on the flap. Okay, so there is this. And here is my flap. And I'm going to stick it on like that. This is just adds so much pop when you mail a card like this. People comment, "Oh my gosh, the envelope, look at how pretty that is." And then when they open it and see this silly little chick, I cannot wait. I'm going to do a birthday one for next week. I'm just going to, I'm going to go crazy with this little chick. It's so cute. All right. So there is my envelope flap. Look at how pretty that is. Then the next thing is I'm going to take the inside of the card. And on the inside of the card, I just took this message that says, "Have a happy day." So this is a rubber stamp. I don't need to use my Pierce pad. There we go. Have a happy day. Little ink there. Perfecto. Then the next thing I'm going to do is, because I just wanted to, I took another piece of the Gorgeous Grape cardstock. This is a 1/2 inch by 5.5 by 5.25. I'm sorry, by 4. And what I'm going to do is I am going to decorate the inside of this just to add a little bit of color instead of doing some stamping. So I'm going to put this on the bottom right here like this, just like that. And then I'm going to trim off this other little end. There we go. And then I'm going to add it to my card. And here is my card base, and here is this going on the inside, like that. See how cute that looks? It just adds a little pop and pizzazz. Have a happy day, and then this is going to be for the outside. Okay, so now let's come back and get the little chick. The little chick is dry. It doesn't take long for it to dry, but you want to make sure that it is dry before you work on it anymore. And also using watercolor paper is really special because it gives it a little bit of extra dimension. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the little chick and I'm going to pop the little chick onto a piece of Pool Party that I have matted to 2 inches by, I think it's 2.5 or whatever, or 3. I'm going to put it on like this. Actually, I'm going to put it on this way. There is a right and a wrong to the paper when you cut it, because you can tell when you cut it where the blade goes down, the top is nice and smooth, and the back side has a little tiny little bit of an edge. It's not a big deal. It's just, oh my gosh, we had crows that just attacked the clothesline. I wish I could move the camera, but I can't. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to pop this on with some dimensionals. I am going to use 4, 1 in each corner, because I want to make sure that it goes over the ribbon and not onto the ribbon like this. All right, so there, we take these off, and there we go. Oh my gosh. There it is. Okay, but of course it's not completely done because I have to add a little winky of Stella. Now this time I'm only going to put Wink of Stella on her hair and her nose. And her tail feathers. Oh, heck, I'll do the whole thing. Who cares? Yeah, do the whole thing. I won't do her feet. How's that? I won't do her feet. Oh my gosh. There you have it. There is my little hay chick. How cute is that? I'm telling you, this stamp set is amazing. So hopefully you'll be interested in these cards for this week too. So there it goes. Oh, and the other thing is, remember now, this is Porch Pickup Plus. So the plus means that if you don't have this set, you can come to my house. You need to schedule an appointment with me because I block my appointments into 15-minute time frames. So you can come in and use my stamps and stamp and then take everything home to assemble it. So that's how I do that. Of course, we keep separate and all that jazz, but that's a way that you can get the exact same card that we've made today using my stamps. So there you go. So there's the first one. Okay, let me move all of my stuff from my little chickie and move her over. Now let's get to the other one. Let's move all of this out of the way. Okay, so for this card, let me show you the card again and the envelope. Here is the card. Whoops, there we go. Art Gallery. This suite is absolutely beautiful. The stamps are beautiful. The dies are amazing. It's so pretty. I absolutely love it. So I actually did copy this. This was from an Australian demonstrator, Julie Proctor from Australia, and I absolutely loved what she did. So there we have it. So here is the stamp set. Beautiful, beautiful stamps, nice messages, and then of course on the inside, I've got all of my dies attached nicely, beautiful. Keep everything in one spot. So let me show you what we did here. First of all, you took a piece of Flirty Flamingo cardstock and my trusty little bone folder. What did I do? Here we are. And I'm going to make a nice crisp fold with that. Oh, let me get it over here. There we go, crisp fold with that. Then the next thing I did was I took a piece of Whisper White cardstock and I ran it through the Subtles embossing folder. Now, you probably can't quite see this on the camera. I'm going to try to angle it just a little bit. You can see it there, a little tiny bit. This is really wicked subtle, and I love it because it just gives a little bit of oomph to the card. And then what I did was I took a piece of basic black cardstock, and I'm going to mount it on the basic black, but it's got a 32nd of an inch border all the way around. I didn't want a big border. I didn't want it like that. I wanted just a little bit because I think that the little bit is a little bit of simplicity. It adds a little bit of interest. It frames the beauty of the flowers that we're going to be using in it very nicely. So I'm going to do it like that. So here we go. I'm going to put it on just like this. Okay, just that tiny, oh, the crows are back. They are so beautiful. We call them Sheryl Crow, get it? Okay, so there we go. So there's the border all around. And now I'm going to put it on the base of my card. And I'm going to put plenty of adhesive because we don't want it to fall off. All right. And then I'm going to bring it in just like that. Now this is off just a tiny little bit, but you know what? It's going to be okay. Actually, hold on a second because this will drive me crazy. So allow me to come in here with my snips, and I'm just going to trim off a tiny little bit on the bottom because this is not equidistant all the way around, and these are the things that drive me a little nutty. There we go. Oh, much better. See, there are no mistakes in Stampin' Up. None. Look at that. Perfecto. Okay, now we put this on. Now, what I did next was, I already did some of this prep work here. Let me bring all this over. I already went ahead and stamped my leaves. I stamped 2 sets of the leaves in Old Olive. And then I ran them through the Big Shot dies, the Stampin' Cut die. There we go. So those are those. Then I did the message, and on this one, I'm thinking of you. I've got somebody that I'm going to send this to. So this says, I'm thinking of you. And then I cut it out with the die. Look at how cute that die is. Isn't that sweet? It's like a little blunted scalloped edge. I love it. And then I cut out 4 flowers. I cut out 3 flowers. I stamped in Flirty Flamingo and Magenta Madness one of each of the small ones and one of the large. So first of all, let me go ahead and get this assembled. And then I'm going to show you a little trick, which is just, for a lot of you, it's just a little refresher about two-step stamping. But before I do that, I'm going to take my leaves, and I'm actually going to Wink of Stella them first, just because it's easier to do it this way. There's one. I can't live without Wink of Stella. I'm sorry. I can't live without Shimmery Crystal Effects either. I know some people are concerned about it. It takes a bit of extra squeezing and muscle activity in the hands to get it out, but it's worth it to me. And maybe they'll come out with the old Crystal Effects that we used to have, which was so much easier to use. Okay, so there, having said that, let me take my little silicone pad, and I'm going to take one of the leaves, and I'm going to just add some adhesive here, and I'm just going to put this on the card on the upper right hand corner, like about right there. Okay, then the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to take this flower and add some dimensionals. Let me get some big dimensionals here. Those are the little ones. Here's the big ones. All right, I think I'll probably just put like 3 on here. It's so much fun to have nice tools and nice things, products to use. I just love it. It's like being in kindergarten all over again, but just having so much more fun. Okay, now I'm going to put the flower just like that. Wait a minute, it's got to come over just a tiny little bit. There we go. That's that. Then I'm going to put this flower on with some adhesive, probably like about right there. And then this one and this one are going to be put on with dimensionals. Now I'm going to use the edges of my dimensionals. I'm sure you all use the edges because we don't waste things in Stampin' Up. There's good reason to use these edges, and this is a perfectly good use of the edge dimensional. So there we go, like such. And then this one is going to get popped on. And like this, probably down about like that. And then I'm going to take this one, and this gets popped on with dimensionals too, like this. And then this is going to be cattywampus just a little bit, like such. And then I am going to come in with my Wink of Stella and give these guys a little bit of color too, because I can, and because I love the way it looks. Just a little. I know it's probably a little hard to see, but it's so pretty. Wink of Stella just adds just a little bit of grace and elegance, I think. This one's almost gone. I go through Wink of Stella like water. It's crazy. I can't tell you how many I go through in a month. Probably 2, maybe 3. Okay, so that's good. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some linen thread, and I'm going to take a double length, probably about this much. And I am going to find the half side. I'm going to make a bunny bow, loop and a loop, loop and a loop, and loop over. I know it's not a Julie Gilson bow, but for this you don't need to use Julie Gilson's technique, because you don't, because it's twine. So there we go. And I'm just going to pull it out a little bit so you can see each of those like such to make it look more bigger. More bigger. Mrs. McGovern wouldn't like it if I said more bigger. It's bigger or more big. Okay. Then I am going to take a dimensional. I'm going to take one of the flat ends, and I'm going to use this to secure it. I could use glue dots, but I'm going to use this because it's fine. It'll work nicely. And there we go. And take this little piece of paper off. And then I'm going to put that right about probably right here, like that. And then this way, oops, you can't see that. Let me pull this up so you can see. Sorry for the mess, because you know me, I'm a messy stamper. But I love it. Okay, there we go. And look at how cute that looks. Okay, now I'm going to take I'm Thinking of You. And again, I'm going to use the edges, probably about this much. And I'm going to take this off and put this on like such. And pop this off. And then I'm going to put this on down here like this. I'm thinking of you like this. Now, whoops. There we go, better. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the In Color enamel dots, and I'm going to use the Magenta Madness glue, dot, and I'm going to put one here like that. Look at how cute. And maybe I'll put one on the other side too. No, I think just one. Okay, so there's the card. What do you think? Easy, easy, easy. Isn't that pretty? This could be, and again, can be used for any possible thing that you can possibly want. Now on the inside, what I did was I took the stamp that says I'm thinking of you, and I stamped the flower. Now I'm going to show you how to do this. It's just a little refresher. I'm sure that you all know how to do it, but I'm going to show you how to do two-step stamping once again. All right, so you do need a PS pad because it is a photopolymer stamp. At least I use PS pads for photopolymer stamps because I think it gives a better, crisper image. That's just me. And remember from last week I showed you the little trick with the wax. So all of my little pads are nice and waxed up, and they slip and open very nicely, so that's a good thing. Okay, so we have the two-step stamping right here. We have the larger image and then the linear image, or the darker image. So what I'm first going to do is and it really doesn't matter, but I'm going to take the Flirty Flamingo with the larger image, ink it up, and then I'm going to bring it to the lower right-hand corner of my envelope. See that? Of course you can't see it. There we go, like that. So I just stamped that. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Magenta Madness, and I'm going to take the top design, ink this up, and I'm going to bring it over, and I am going to position it so that it goes exactly where it's supposed to go. And you know, you don't have to worry that it's not exactly where it needs to be, because this is two-step stamping. Look at how easy that was. Isn't that pretty? I think two-step stamping is one of the more fun stamping techniques that we have. And of course I did it on the inside of the card too. Whoops, there we go. Isn't that pretty? And I love that color combination. Magenta Madness and Flirty Flamingo. So there you go, my friends. These are the two cards for this week. And if you want to spend some time with me in a little 15-minute block, I would love to have you come over. But you just have to let me know when you're going to come, okay? So you can make this one, or a combination of both. Rosina has already put in her order she wants. Whoops, there we go, there we go. Oh, look at that chick, it's so funny. Oh my gosh. I will be posting the flyer that gives you all the information about the Hey Chick and Hey Chick birthday stamp sets and dies, matching dies. So there you have it, my friends. Okay, I hope you have a lovely, lovely weekend. I know this is a day early, and thank you for joining me in spite of the fact that I had to jump it up one day. But I appreciate your support, and I hope you have a great weekend. Please stay safe, wear your masks, stay isolated, don't go out and do silly things. Be safe, be healthy. Okay, I love you all. Namaste. Until next Friday, a week from tomorrow, I will see you then. Okay, bye-bye.